Revenue wise per month is 30 grand.
The whole portfolio is worth just over 4 mil.
I'm particularly interested in the HMO aspect because I know that you've travelled the world as a result of what you've done in property. Investing in HMO properties is one of the most profitable property investment strategies out there. But not a lot of people seem to know how to convert a house from a single family home into a HMO and the requirements that are involved. So in this video, I'm going to fully break that down for you. But the other day, I actually went to visit one of the sites that we have where we're converting a property from a 3-bed house into a 6-bed HMO. Why don't you check it out? So strip out's been done on this one, or in the process of being done.
Yeah, your first bedroom.
Bedroom number 1.
Yeah.
Is there nothing to this? It's literally going to be corridor all the way.
Door to your bedroom.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we've got the bedroom number 1. And that's it. Yeah. And we're just going to block up the fireplace.
Yeah, that will get all blocked up.
I don't even want to touch it. I was going to spin it, but
probably get dust over
I don't even want to touch it.
Right
here.
A toilet and a sink. So we utilise that space for a toilet and sink.
Does that go down to a basement?
No basement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kitchen sink. Toilet sink for another bedroom.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to go back, we're not going to go width.
No, we're going to go back.
Just back.
Yeah, just over 3.5 and we need a minimum of 8.
And is this the block, is this where the door's going to be to the bedroom? Yeah. So this is going to stay here.
Through that as well. This is coming out. This whole thing is coming out.
So everything here is,
kitchen.
And that's going to get moved.
Yeah, that's probably something outside that they've done.
Okay. So this is all coming out and it's going to be big,
coming out.
Open plan kitchen diner.
Yeah.
Oh, I touched it. Oh.
Keep your hands in your pockets.
Yeah, honestly, I'm doing that from now on.
Essentially, what we want to try and do is create a bigger kitchen / living room. Right?
Yeah.
So we might extend a little bit more out and pinch a bit more from this bedroom. So we might do instead of a 6 square meter extension, we'll do an 8 or a 9 to get a bit more for the kitchen living area.
Okay.
I think at the minute we've got about 15.
Okay.
So we just need 2 square meters, which is achievable.
I reckon we'll get that from just that.
Yeah. There was an extension previously. I don't have the keys. So there was an extension previously that was knocked down. I think it was a cold storage.
Oh yeah, that one there.
And then we're just gonna redo that basically.
Okay.
So this one's not as steep, but still. So this is exactly it. So you've got a big bedroom here. What you've got here is just like little walk-in.
For over the stairs. So you're going to go shower
in here,
toilet, sink,
tower radiator, door, bang, you're done.
Nice.
That way you've just created it, and then you can have a door here for this bedroom. You've got more than enough room for that.
Okay. Yeah, it's a big room. It's quite high ceiling. It's really high ceiling, isn't it?
They're all like 2.8, 3 meters, 3.2. So it's
yeah. Great.
Just to recap, just careful where you're standing.
Oh
I know
man.
You're recording, so just look down.
Keep an eye on where you're stepping.
I mean, look at that gradient. That's the stairs there. So what we're planning to do with that one is, I think we've got around about 11.5 square meters in here. We're going to take around 2 or 3 of that, so we'll still have about 8.5, 9 square meters, which is absolutely fine. And we're going to have to redo the staircase because it's just too steep.
I was going to say that when I walked past it, I thought,
health hazard, that's a death hazard there.
That's really bad.
So reconfigure the stairs to go up normally. We're going to have landing. So stairs, landing, stairs.
Oh, so we're going to go up
across,
again,
and then
up again. Okay. Yeah. So we're basically squaring this off, right? So this will be the entrance, and it's going to be all of this here.
Yeah, correct.
But this is going to be kind of stairs up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as I said, that is a 3-bedroom terraced house that we're converting into a 6-bedroom HMO. We actually have this secured for one of our bespoke sourcing clients. We're going to be doing all of the work, and then we're going to be passing it on to a social housing provider that is going to pay just shy of £21,000 every single year. Guaranteed income, no voids, no management, no maintenance for 7 years. So it's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good opportunity. And if you are interested in us sourcing property investments for you, your ideal property, then we actually offer a bespoke sourcing service. So if you want to find out more about how that works and how we could potentially help you, then click the link in the description. But I want to jump now into the actual requirements of getting into HMOs and converting something into a HMO, because it's one thing renovating a house into a family home, and it's another thing converting it into a HMO, because there are a few different requirements for a HMO that not a lot of people know about, not a lot of people are aware of, and so I wanted to break it down now for you really clearly, the key requirements. Now, the big thing that I want to touch on is all around fire safety, and that's the biggest aspect to this. It's the fire safety element. I could go into room sizes, the fact that a single room needs to be 6.51 square meters, or a double room needs to be 10.2 square meters, and you know, that's national minimum standard. But I could go into all that detail and talk about the appliances required, licensing, planning. I'm not going to in this video, but if that would be helpful, if you would like a full in-depth video about everything you need to know about HMOs, then drop a comment in the comment section and I will try and get a full in-depth video for you. But right now I just want to cover the key things around the fire safety aspect when you're doing your renovation, when you're doing your conversion. So the first thing you need to think about is your fire alarms. Now, the fire alarms that you'll need in a HMO, you've got two types typically, and it's a grade A or a grade D. This is kind of the quality of the type of fire alarm that you need. So a grade A is an in-depth, proper, full, all-inclusive, all singing, all dancing fire alarm system that is going to be wired throughout the whole property. And this is the most expensive, but it's also the one that's going to cover you the most and provide you with the best option in terms of safety. Now, to install a grade A fire alarm system, typically you're looking at about £2,500 to get that supplied and fitted. That's what we pay usually. Sometimes we can get it a bit cheaper, but it's about £2,500. And the other one is a grade D fire alarm system. Now, these are just the interlinked heads that you'll see dotted around a property in different areas. These typically cost about £100 per head. So it's a much cheaper option, but it's a bit less in depth, it's a bit less all singing, all dancing. It is the minimum requirement for a HMO, and we're talking about people's safety, we're talking about people's lives, so you don't always want to just go for the minimum. This is just what, in most places, what the minimum requirement is, a grade D system. Now, in some local councils, by the way, with everything that I'm going to say, they may have their own specific requirements. This is just the national standard base level. Some councils will ask for more in depth, so it might be that they say in a local council that a grade D isn't okay and that you do need a grade A system. So make sure you check with your local council with everything that I'm saying, because this is the minimum base standard. Now, the smoke and heat detectors, you'll see those across the property. Your smoke detectors will be dotted around the property all over the place, and then your heat detectors will be placed in places like the kitchens. So we've got the fire alarm systems themselves, but in terms of the actual coverage of those systems, they're ranked as LD1, LD2 and LD3, and there are different requirements again for what you actually need depending on the property and depending on the council that you are operating this HMO within. So the LD1 is the most in-depth one, where it will cover all of the areas, so it'll be every single bedroom and every single fire escape. The LD2 is all of your escape routes and then some of the high risk areas, for example, your kitchens. And the LD3 is just for the escape routes. Now, assuming that your HMO isn't more than 4 stories, because most people that I know who have HMOs don't typically go above 4 stories at all. That would be a pretty big HMO. So assuming you're 4 stories or less, you just need a grade D system as a bare minimum. The national minimum standard is a grade D system with an LD3 coverage. Now, if you are 5 stories or higher and you have got a much bigger HMO, then this will need to be a grade A system with an LD2 coverage. And again, just reiterate, this is the bare minimum. This is the national minimum standard. Some councils will require more from you, and also we are talking about people's health, we're talking about people's safety, and so you may just want to go for the best option. I know a lot of people who will just fit grade A system because it's just the more safe option. Now, the next aspect to the fire safety is the emergency lighting. So the emergency lighting is there in case there is a fire and all the lights, the power gets cut out. What will happen is these emergency lights will pop up directing people to the fire exits. You'll have seen them around any kind of commercial building, and if you have been in a HMO before, you'll have seen them as well. These kind of green boxes that light up directing people to the fire exits. Now, to get these fitted, supplied and fitted, we usually pay about £80 to £100. And the other thing when it comes to fire safety, which a lot of people do talk about, but they don't really go into depth about the actual specifics, are the fire doors. So fire doors are absolutely essential with your HMO properties. So these need to be a minimum of FD30. So the meaning behind the FD30 is essentially it's a fire door that will hold back a fire for up to 30 minutes. So it will hold that fire back for 30 minutes. That is the bare minimum and what is required. Now you can get thicker ones, which would be FD60s, where, as you can imagine, it holds back a fire for 60 minutes, but the minimum requirement is an FD30 fire door. These fire doors are much thicker and they need to be placed all over the property. So between hallways, to the kitchen, to the bathroom, and to all of the bedrooms as well. If you've felt any fire doors before, you'll know that they're much thicker and they are much more heavy. And so a normal door frame would not be able to support the weight of a fire door. So you'll have to also get some frames, thicker frames that can hold the weight and bear the weight of a fire door as well. So you'll need to make sure that the frames are also replaced and not just the door itself. The heat seal is the rubber kind of seal that covers the rim of the door, and this expands in heat. So the whole purpose behind this is, as a fire may occur, the heat will actually cause the heat strip to actually expand and stop the fire getting through. And the smoke seals, the smoke strips as well, these almost feel like, and they look like almost like a brush feel, that also go along the rim of the door, and this will stop any smoke from getting through as well and prevent that as much as possible. You'll also need thumb turn locks, and you'll also need for the doors to automatically close, whether that's using closers above the door, you may have seen those before, or just hinges that create that automatic close as well. Now, each door that is supplied and fitted, we typically will pay about £250, sometimes £300. Sometimes we get it a little bit cheaper, but it's typically around that kind of price. That is supply and fit of all of those things that I've just mentioned. So those are some of the things you need to be aware of when it comes to fire safety with your HMO properties. The property that you've just seen me have a look around, hopefully we will be able to document the whole journey for you, and you'll be able to see not just the start and how it's begun, but how it's going to finish at the end as well. Now, if you are thinking about getting into property and you want a HMO, or you want a buy-to-let, or any kind of BRR project, whatever it is, we actually provide a full-on bespoke sourcing service where we will go and find the perfect property that matches your criteria. If that's something you're interested in, then make sure you click the link in the description to find out more. That's exactly what we did with the property that you've just seen. That was for one of our bespoke sourcing clients, and they're going to be making over £20,000 per year in passive income for 7 to 10 years off the back of it. So it's a pretty good opportunity. If you're looking for those types of deals, make sure to reach out and find out more by clicking the link in the description. I hope this video has been helpful. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button, because I want more and more people to see this content and find more value in the content that we're putting out there. So subscribe, share it, comment, like, whatever you have to do, and I'll see you guys in the next video.